Okay, call the meeting to order. For Bundy here, Brendan Bunger here, Tyler Evans
Here.
Julie Lyon is absent with cause. Larry Vanderbilt,
Yes.
Matt Watnick,
Here.
and Don is present. Get approval of today's agenda, special session 4/27/26.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Tyler, second from Matt. All those in favor? say
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, move on to public time. I'll give it a few minutes, just in case anybody stops in, but. Need some heat on that field now.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
70s by the end of the week here or something like that?
I went
I don't know if that's gonna be
reseeded
enough.
that whole field this weekend.
The thing
You
about it
did
is,
more seed?
I put some more seed down this weekend
Did you?
on Saturday
Oh,
morning.
before rain?
Before
Got
rain.
all the rain?
I don't think Nick I think he was too afraid to get really close to that turf. There's like about that much missing.
well, this rain will
Or
make
you
a
got a
lot of
hand, you got
difference.
a hand
Instead of
seed
yellow grass, we
I
got
did,
green grass.
So I went kind of
up close to the
up too
turf.
close
Yeah,
to
you'll
it,
have to
and then I
hand
went
seed
and
that.
filled the spreader up and walked the whole thing again. Just to. I was almost thinking we should almost put an annual in there just to get it good and rooted in.
Yeah, but what do you put in there?
Just something to get it established. I mean, it's growing. I mean, just needs some heat.
Get a little
But they're going to
brome,
be,
brome cover grass, cover crop.
but it's going to get beat up this first year. I mean, I'm gonna have to reseed it again this fall again. So no matter what, I mean, we gotta let them play on it. I mean, it shouldn't get played on for most of the season, really.
Are they doing the second phase here or third phase or whatever they're on here
I
this
don't know yet.
fall?
I don't know
or-
where they're sitting at.
I don't know if they have the funds.
I
to
think
do
they're
it.
well. I know they got another. Well, I don't know if you've seen that. That was at 30 or 35,000.
I didn't see that.
And then we had SGMA meeting here in Colton. Coach Monty was there, and I went to that one, and we had Mike Grindy come and talk because it's like, but it's all the utility companies, people from other communities,
Yep.
GOD office, government office, and all the senators' offices and all that came in. Mike got pretty good engagement. And what was that one guy from that ran out and got a USDA? Reached out to him and said that he's got a grant that he's pretty sure you can get him.
Oh, nice. How much was that? Did you say?
He goes, I can't get you 300, but I'm sure I can get you 50.
Oh, nice.
Something like
Wow.
that, right? Wasn't it like that?
Yeah,
Or was it
it's
30
all
or-
how much you match with their goals, what they're looking for. You can hit all them, the more of them you hit, the more goals, the more money you can get.
Sure.
No, he had I was surprised at how much engagement back he got from everybody in the room.
It's a neat project.
Yeah.
Nice community. It's not just gonna
They
help
asked a lot
us,
of
it's gonna help.
questions. What age groups are gonna be on it.
What was the relationship between the
Yeah. And they have a
Colton
lot of
Friends
questions.
Baseball and the city, and
Mhm.
has the city made any investments itself in it? And just said, as of right now, we have not made any big financial investment in it. It's been all fun.
Well, I mean,
Not,
a turf machine.
we haven't bought the big one yet,
No, yeah,
so.
working.
No, but I mean, you could look at the lights.
But I mean, on this project, in general,
Oh.
Specifically the turf.
like these phases, we haven't made. I mean, I don't think we've been. Well, not really. I mean, doesn't mean down the road we won't help.
Yeah.
No, it was pretty good engagement.
No, just not really been in a good position.
Huh?
Haven't really been in a good position to jump
Well,
on
we
that
don't
one
wanna-
yet
We don't want
fully.
chuck money at it yet until
Right.
dire need, or maybe we'll be the last nail in the coffin, maybe, or not kick coffin, but
All
drive
the
it
other,
home.
all the other things that are looming over our head,
Yes,
like our
right.
street projects, the pool, etc. Well, we know we're gonna have to spend a lot of money.
Which I talked to my wife tonight about, our meeting that we had, our team's meeting with the pool.
Yeah.
And she was like, please use that money that I raised
Yeah, for
for
sure.
this. She's like, I'd like to know that all that hard work I did with that actually went to the pool.
Yeah.
So,
We already voted that it's strictly for the pool.
Yep.
So whenever that time comes to pitch in, then we've got it. So
Yep.
From the sounds of it, it might cover the balance of that liner, possibly,
yep.
or close. Anyways,
Also,
take a big dent out of it. If it's the money is what they were estimating is true.
I just told her, I said, well, the other part's what is going to be the unknown, and
Yep.
hopefully we can get to that goal. So,
Yeah. Figure out what that liner costs, and then
plumbing,
plumbing. Well, we kind of have an idea of what that's going to cost already. So
review.
to redo all the plumbing, yeah.
Well, we kind of had a rough idea. It was,
Yeah.
they didn't really say. What were they saying?
That was that 250 to 300 for tearing all that out, replacing all the skimmers.
But I thought that included the
Replastering.
plastering it.
I think that was replastering too. So if we do the liner, then we can take that plastering out, which the plastering was, I think he's, yeah, 80 to 100.
Oh.
So I still think we're looking at probably 2 to 250. Well, I mean, you throw concrete in there, you probably another 20, 30 in concrete,
Mhm.
maybe.
I would say if you talk to the cement plant, they might donate part of that.
Well, I think this would be a good project one to put on Game Fish and Parks one.
Yeah.
So if we can earmark 50 and we get another 50 from them.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna move on. No one came from public time, so we're gonna go on with the first reading of ordinance number 326 regarding rezoning. An ordinance of the city of Colton, South Dakota, rezone the property at lots 1, 2, 4 at PT Lot 5 northeast of Railroad Block 11, Colton City, 4th edition, from the R1 residential district to the GB general business district, and the amending of the official zoning map of the city of Colton. Anybody got any discussion or?
So exactly where is this at for, I think I know where it's at, but enlighten me.
So it is,
Well, you can look on this map right here. Just for a minute. Right there.
kitty corner from the parsonage, Larry.
yep,
Okay.
Well, if there's no one to test, we get a motion to approve.
So moved.
Wait, no.
What?
This is just the first reading.
Oh, first, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, never mind, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We're gonna move on to other items on the list. Review Park Lane Pool Company proposal and approve 50% payment of $4,693.97 to begin this project. The project pretty much goes in details of some patchwork of the geotech boring holes, visible cracks in the pool shell, and all prep work and labor is included in this. I know they're gonna do some dye testing too with this.
Yeah, so the dye testing will help us identify any other leaks while there's water in the pool, so we kind of have an idea of if there's any other cracks that they missed that we can't really see from the naked eye.
We'll address those this fall.
So then those can get addressed. Yeah, hopefully later this fall we can get those addressed. And hopefully put a bigger Band-Aid on this pool for a little bit longer while the
Parks and Rec task force can start getting donations and hopefully come up with enough funds to do the major overhaul that we're looking at.
They'll be able to get this done.
I guess.
Before it's.
Yes. Yep. Right. Yeah. We had a quick teams meeting today with them just to kind of go over the geotech findings and kind of what their
How'd that
thoughts
go?
were. I went really well.
We have the, did you get the?
Yeah, I got the email.
We sent a video of it out to everybody.
Oh.
Basically,
I don't think we sent it out to council.
Oh,
Just,
didn't
people on Park and Rec.
just sent it to them. That's fine.
We can send it out to you guys.
Yeah, basically it was just what they were talking about. We know there's a lot of leaks in the pool. The plumbing is shot. For the most part, I think the pool shell's in good condition, and they would agree.
They said the liner is a way to go. Plastering, Geotech recommended putting no more weight on the vessel itself,
Yep.
which would be plaster, but they're like, besides water itself, so they're like, the liner is probably the best way to go.
Yeah, so there is a chance that the deep end of the pool is settling a little bit. Same thing with that transition piece. So they're worried that if we don't get that corrected, which that would mean tearing it all out, restabilizing it, repouring the whole pool floor, which just sounds like an absolute nightmare. And I don't even know if we'd be able to do that without having to completely redo it like we've talked about in the past. So trying to avoid that, obviously. So if they can get the cracks sealed up, they want to put a bigger sump pit at the bottom to help control the groundwater and keep that away. And then they can put this liner in, and that liner was like a 15 to 20 year lifespan, possibly longer.
But they're new to that game.
Yeah, so this company, they're kind of new to the liners. They've messed with them before, but not a lot, so they don't have a ton of experience with it. So there is a company that is coming to town that they have a project with, and they're going to talk to him and see if he would be willing to come up and give basically a free estimate to line this pool and what that would cost, and if they'd be interested, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll have a little bit more information on that, but they feel strong about going with this PVC liner versus a vinyl liner. A vinyl liner, they said, is just so susceptible to tears and rips. And if there is any shifting that happens on the pool itself underneath the liner, that can also tear it. Whereas the PVC liner is a lot thicker. It's a lot stronger. It's a 60 mil. Yeah. Versus like a 27 mil on like a vinyl liner.
Like a residential.
Yeah. This is a commercial grade liner.
Do they paint it on? Do they glue it on, or what do they
It
do?
just floats. It's just kind of a thing that sits.
It just sits in the pool. So it's they said it was fused. So basically they have sections of it they'll put in, and then it gets fused together, and then they just put it in, and then they can line the bottom and everything.
One recommendation where they said doing that is if we did the plaster, one, it's adding weight to it. And if this pool does move and contract, then we just wasted all that money.
Correct.
So the vinyl can take some movement too, so.
So where are they gonna put the other well, or?
Drill right beside the pool. I said in
Yep.
theory, it would be nice to have drain tile, going there, but we can't get that established, but.
There's
Well,
already
there's
one
a-
on each side now.
I think
Where are you
he's-
gonna put the third hole?
Well, I think what he was talking about was redoing the main drain in the deep end, cutting that out, and then trying to get
One down in there.
one down in there, and then basically they would just dig out underneath and run that drain tile from there and tie that into the existing drain tile on the outside of the pool. And they can put more in, because if they go in and redo all the plumbing, they're going to have to dig a lot of that up anyways. So might as well.
So you guys
But-
will probably be expecting here, we'll probably get Roto-Rooter come out.
Yeah.
And camera,
And locate.
locate that crack or whatever is happening in the deep end pipe. And then they can have a locator and see what, like, what he said, he's hoping to see, is it just shattered versus it just settled? Because then, we got movement. He's hoping it just broke apart because of freezing, and then.
Yeah.
That's what.
So the new practice after we get everything resealed is the water staying in the pool through the winter.
Yep.
Oh,
Don't drain
hi.
it no more.
Yeah, it'll be just below those
Skimmers.
Well, below the
Jets.
jets, you have to put it just below that.
So
So it
there's
would,
2 holes.
there'd be
down
like
there.
what, 2 feet maybe in the shallow end of water is about all there
Yeah,
would be.
there's 2 of those.
Yep.
Drain holes in there, so be below those.
Yes. Yep. So just be below those, but that will be the new practice going forward.
We'll have to talk to
And-
that liner company because 2 feet of water, you're gonna have ice in that shallow end. I mean, it would be solid ice.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Like,
It don't
I'm
matter.
just from my experience with my grandparents having an in-ground pool, and they had a liner, we left water in it all the time, didn't do
Okay.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
One year we took it out, took water out, that ruined it, that liner then wanted to shrink.
So the water displacement and the ice displacement obviously keeps
This pool used
everything.
to always have water.
Oh, we always used to put poles in there
Yep.
too.
Yep, poles in there. Never knew why, but they were in there.
6 or 7 of those poles, long
Mhm.
poles.
Yeah.
Every year they got put in there.
Just somewhere down the line and just stopped happening.
It's just like it took part of the,
No, I'm just saying the practice of that somewhere just disappeared. over
and I don't know
time.
what reason was, but that happened, probably 10 years ago,
Mhm.
15 years ago, probably.
Yeah, no, I was just worried about when it does start melting and,
Mhm.
or the, expansion of the ice, if it would damage that liner.
Shouldn't.
Okay.
And then I know we talked about, so we have to upgrade the pump system regardless. It's super outdated.
We don't
And
need that many filters either.
we don't need that many filters. And then I know Trevor brought it up today too, is looking at converting it to salt water, less maintenance.
All in all,
Less
so-
maintenance, I should say less maintenance every year. You can get a lot farther on before you have to really do the heavy maintenance. So, and it kind of just weighs itself out. But
Yeah, every 5 years we'd have to replace what do they call them? Salt? I can't remember what-
salt generators,
Salt generators.
you gotta replace them, something inside those. He didn't say what, but the salt generators need to replace about every 5 years, which is about the same amount of money in chemicals we would spend throughout that 5-year period. anyways.
So now Pete would just, all he had to do is every so
Um,
often go dump a bag of salt in the pool and walk away.
Would it be a bag of salt? The salt shouldn't evaporate.
Well, it's pool salt or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So he says those salt generators, all it does is it goes in there and it
it
turns
creates chlorine gas.
chlorine gas.
oh,
It converts, it just produces the chlorine gas, and which in turn, if you've ever swam in a saltwater pool, it's a lot nicer to swim.
We did that one year with, or Grandpa did that in his, and it was a game changer.
I
You
think
never
we-
had to test anything, just every so often, then when you swam, you felt better, came out, skin felt better, no burning in the eyes, and
and then if we didn't want to do that, we decided to stick with chlorine. There is a new system out there that meters it and automatically adds what it needs. It automatically tests it pH levels, and then it adds what it needs to based off of its readings. So then basically that would take any of the guesswork out of it.
we
I
did
mean,
that.
you'd still have to test just to make sure the system's at.
Sure,
you know.
yeah. But once a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Just
He doesn't have to go up there every day, and we probably don't have to have them. And I asked too, like, we asked about, hey, if we did have if we went to the saltwater, and we did have like a big contamination, like what we'd treat it just like a chlorine.
shock it,
Shock it, just like a chlorine pool.
shock it. It'll filter it, work itself through, and rebalance.
So
would kids still be going in there? Do you have to take the kids out, shock it, and then wait?
I'm sure you have to shock it. We just shock it at the end of the day, or depending on what happened,
Sure, right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know enough about saltwater pools. I mean, I was always under the assumption all you have to do is add water. Because once the salt concentration's there, as long as you're not losing your salt.
Correct. So that was, I mean, once if we can get this liner put in, however long that takes us to get money to do it or whatever, then, I mean, I could see that pool going for a while.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah,
really having
yeah,
to do
they-
a lot of maintenance, but it's gonna take a lot of money to get there, obviously.
That was one question we did ask them, though, the reassurance of like, hey, is this putting another big Band-Aid on it, or, and they felt pretty comfortable.
Yeah,
Without 100%, guarantee,
Yeah.
but doing
They-
this route would be
just
fine.
the condition it's in now, they felt that the liner was the better option. Until they know more. And once they do some more research on the liner and get this guy up here to look at it and he can give his ideas, then then they'll kind of lock us in with, hey, this is the best option.
If you really think about it, it's almost a cheaper route, because if you got a plaster every so many years, that's 80,000. You can get by with the liner every 10, 15 years at 30,000.
Right.
If it comes out at that price, that's a pretty good deal. You know what I mean? You just have to budget for that, you know?
Yeah, now we put this liner system in and every year we just start kicking money towards it.
So what about the
So
filters? How
15,
many
20
filters?
years from now.
You said if we wanted to go with the saltwater, we'd probably need 4 of them,
do know.
right? Wasn't it 4?
What's that?
We needed 4 if we went saltwater or something.
No, he was thinking possibly even 5.
Possibly.
I don't know the price on
Yeah,
it. He
didn't
said
know.
it should weigh out in the end, should be about a wash between the chemicals and everything for the chlorine stuff to
in
replace
the
those.
5 year, every
In
5
that
year.
in that 5-year period. Roughly.
So what kind of filters are they? They sand
They're-
filter
You
like
still run,
that?
you still run the same like sand filter.
Okay.
They just attach onto your filter. And then it just, once that water goes there, it kind of almost like, I don't know, you could just almost say like it shocks that salt or it turns that salt into that gas. And that's all it does.
It mixes in.
So you still filter it the same
Okay.
way. So we still have to get the filters. It's just.
Yeah,
You
which we
wanna buy
only
the-
needed. I think he
chlorine
said.
and all that stuff, or you want to go to the salt water.
I think
So
he
are
said we
you-
only needed the
Oh,
2
my
filters.
question is, are you gonna replace what's in that, the media that's already in there? Cause you can dump those out and start over.
The sand that's in there, you know?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Well, we'd have to see what the contents of that sand is in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that was discussed of possibly doing that too, which Pete can do that at about any time.
So. Okay, but any more further discussion on the Spark Lane quote?
Nope.
We can get a motion to approve of it.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Brendan. Get a second.
Question from the outside here.
Yep.
Never heard of this outfit. Are they reputable?
Yeah, they're with
Who? Sorry.
Park Lane.
Oh, Park Lane. Yeah, so they are a subdivision of Weller Brothers Landscaping out of Sioux Falls. They're actually originally
Tell me They
based.
can plant trees. Can they fix pools?
Yes, yes.
And they didn't
So
just say over the winter time, we're gonna do more than plant trees. We're
no,
gonna be-
gosh, what's the name of that pool place that's off the T exit there? They've been putting in pools for
The one with all the shells.
forever. They bought basically. There's a group that was there. They didn't want to do that side of the business anymore. So Weller Brothers basically came in and bought that side of the business from them, took the guys with them, and now they're spinning up Park Lane pools with the financial backing of Weller Brothers. Yes. So no, they've got knowledge. These guys have been
We
doing
went,
it for-
I went and met with them in person at their office like 2 months. Here a few months ago. Did I get a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Larry. All those and we'll do a roll call on that one. Bunder,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Okay, review the SD DOT 4th Street project bid award.
I don't have anything to sign, but since we just had a bid,
Can't believe what the numbers came in. That's
Low?
Yes, I
Huh?
believe it
Low?
is. Yes.
Very low.
1.3.
What were they estimating again?
2.1.
Wow.
We were hoping to.
Engineer's estimate was 1.9.
Well, that was what we're hoping to get it at.
Yeah.
So when I was talking with Weston, he's like, really, in any other normal market, it should have been 2.1.
Yes. I knew it would be good because there's
It's
not a lot of
just-
work on
no.
there.
There's not much work out there.
None.
So these guys are basically buying jobs to keep something moving. That's all it is at this point.
City will have a good
Right.
Christmas party this year.
What's that?
City will have a good Christmas party this year.
I guess I have 2 questions. When are they gonna start?
We don't know yet.
Okay, so what are we gonna do with this? Across the street from the post office, we're gonna do that first, asphalt that, so we got place for park. You know, we were talking about trying to figure out where we're gonna put people. So being this is gonna be messed up, we gotta have some place for people to park over here.
Yeah, they should have bid it in that stage, because that should have been the very first thing they did.
Is that how it's supposed to work?
Well, we'll have to, I mean, if that was in our bid notes, I'll have to go back and, I'm not gonna say yes or no, but I know we discussed it that way, but
Yeah,
if it actually got broke down in there,
Well, that was my concern because I think that's pretty damn important, point blank. If we're gonna
I had
have
thought that was in banners.
Well, I thought so too, but I just want to clarify it. And I know he's not here, so I can't.
yeah. I can ask Weston on that, if that actually got put in the bid notes. Well, there was one guy that wasn't really bidding to buy work,
Which one?
that doing it.
Dunick?
Yeah. I know all these contractors. So.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Who's this big Alice? I don't know him.
I don't know the big owls. Light owl
Lytle's out of Chester.
or this.
Katzer, that's Brooks Katzer.
Don't
That's
know.
Jan Davis's nephew.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know he'd do big jobs like this.
Yeah.
He's trying.
I say he's
He's
not,
bidding a lot of big stuff.
Yeah, those are the three. I know Kesselute. Obviously BX Alliance. Dunick did Coleman last year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got someone local.
And Dunick owns, they got a lot. Trying to think of where they were out of.
The Dunick is out of
Morris, Minnesota?
Yeah, they're out of Minnesota, but they've got little locations all over the place.
Oh,
They got a big one up in Watertown.
Yeah, they own the asphalt plant up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nobody else has anything to add? Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Motion from Matt, can I get a second?
Tyler.
Second from Tyler, all those in favor?
I agree.
No, opposed? Okay. Meeting adjourned.
I'll make a motion.
Oh, you're done.
What's that?
You're done.
That was to approve this, wasn't it?
No,
Oh, okay, perfect.